Welcome to the power shaping portion of the Inner Armor Resilience Matrix. Doc, what will the user be learning in the power shaping portion of the matrix?
Well, in this phase, in the power shaping portion, this is where we're really setting the foundation for working on the autonomic nervous system by giving the body and the brain all the oxygen it needs. And so what people don't realize is that most of the energy that we make comes from oxygen, 80 to 90%. So you think about food, water, sleep, those are really important, but this is an 80 to 90% variable in every single thing that you do. And what we really want the user is to understand is how important this is. If somebody said, Doc, I'm only going to do one thing, not that we're telling you to do that, but if they said, I'm only going to do one thing, it would be that guy right there.
Definitely. It's foundational to so much of the rest of the training in the resilience matrix that we do. And it's so important. So it's the foundation. Oxygen, we understand that. We need energy. How is the user going to increase the amount of oxygen, and what are they learning in power shaping?
Yeah, so the heart and the breathing work hand in hand, and they're like a team. And the oxygen is like the fuel to the heart. And so the heart is always taking cues from the oxygen about how hard it needs to work. And so what I want you to think about when you're doing this is you're trying to create a very consistent fuel line of oxygen to the heart. You can imagine if a fuel line was inconsistent, the engine wouldn't run well. And that's what happens with most people when they breathe. And so the technology that we're going to use here is going to give you direct biofeedback on how the energy is going into the heart, the oxygen, and teach you how to make that very consistent with a high degree of amplitude so the system doesn't have to work that hard at a specific rate that puts you in the optimal zone.
Yeah, so the optimal rate of breathing that we're looking for is around 5 to 7 breaths per minute. And the machines, and we'll teach you this on the app, will track your breathing with a breathing belt right here on your stomach. And so as you breathe, you'll be able to see how your breath is tracking over time. And what will be the key benefits of learning this diaphragmatic breathing through power shaping?
Yeah, the number one thing is energy. Energy. And so what I find for most people when they're breathing, even though they might be working on something related to sports or academics or the workplace, most people will say within a couple weeks, man, I'm sleeping much better. And why is that? It's because we're regulating the energy better. So energy, also what we refer to as resilience or dynamic resilience. And the last thing that the user is going to notice is more consistency in getting into a flow state or the zone and staying in that.
That's great. Well, we're excited about power shaping and teaching all of you how to breathe with your diaphragm. This is what sets Inner Armor apart in a lot of ways, is the technology of the breathing belt and really teaching you the foundations, the fundamental aspects of diaphragmatic breathing. So enjoy power shaping.
Let's go.